This was Forbes magazine cover 16 years ago. Nokia, 1 billion customers. Can anyone catch the cell phone king? This was in 2007, when it was impossible to imagine that anyone could catch up with Nokia. Funny enough, the same year, this happened.
iPhone. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
This little brick once owned the world. People loved it. Snake made millions smile. Then, in under a decade, it was gone. What really happened to Nokia? Today I'll show you the 5 decisions that destroyed a giant, the one risky move that could have saved them, and the tiny twist that actually brought Nokia back. But not as you remember. Stay with me. This is the story of Nokia, from king of phones to near extinction, and the twist that saved it. Nokia wasn't just a phone company, it was the phone. In the late 90s and early 2000s, Nokia made devices people trusted. The 3310, indestructible. Their motto, connecting people, felt real. They weren't flashy, they were everywhere. In pockets, taxis, offices. Their engineering was superb and their supply chain was rock solid. For years, Nokia set the rules. But here's the first crack. When the world changed, Nokia didn't just stumble. They tripped over their own history. In a second, I'll explain the 3 moves that sealed their fate. They were pioneers. Camera phones, mobile internet, compact hardware. They had the tech. They had everything. So why did it fail? Mistake number 1, treating phones like hardware instead of software platforms. Nokia had brilliant hardware teams, but the smartphone race became about apps, ecosystems, developers. That's where the value shifted. Symbian, their operating system, was aging and hard for developers. The iPhone in 2007 rewrote expectations, smooth touch, apps that just worked. Nokia tried to patch Symbian, but developers were already chasing iOS and later Android. Mistake number 2, overconfidence and lack of vision. After years of dominating the mobile market, Nokia's leadership became complacent and overconfident in its brand value. At first, they didn't believe iPhone would succeed. They thought it was gimmicky. But when they finally saw the real picture, they were already lacking. They needed a miracle to put them back on track. And that's their mistake number 3. Enter Stephen Elop, a leader from the outside who arrived at a moment of panic. He famously wrote a burning platform memo saying Nokia had to change fast. Elop made a dramatic bet: partner with Microsoft and build on Windows Phone. It looks like a bold, decisive move, but it also shut down internal OS projects and alienated developers. Windows Phone had promise, but it arrived late. By the time Lumia launched widely, iOS and Android had home field advantage.
With a bit of New York flash, Nokia, along with its partner Microsoft, unveiled its new smartphone. 2 new models that will use the Windows operating system.
Mistake 4, rejecting Android. People blame Nokia's fall onto former CEO Olli-Pekka Kallasvuo and the company's faulty organizational structure. The reason Nokia declined to switch to Android was because Samsung was much stronger and executives were afraid to compete against them in that ecosystem. They failed to understand the market, the same way Yahoo refused to buy Google. Today we have a dozen smartphone brands using Android that entered the market years later. The final punch. In 2014, Nokia sold its devices business to Microsoft. What was once a Finnish icon was now part of a much larger strategy that didn't pan out. Microsoft later wrote down the acquisition and moved away from phones. Nokia's handset empire had vanished. But here's the twist you didn't expect. Nokia didn't die, it transformed. After selling phones, Nokia doubled down on networking and infrastructure, the part of the business that powers 5G. That move? It turned out to be smart. The Nokia of today is a very different company. Less about the handset in your pocket, more about the network behind it. At the same time, the Nokia phone brand returned in a new form, licensed to HMD Global, releasing nostalgic reboots like the modern version of 3310. So what do you think? Did Steven Elop screw them over? If Nokia had stuck to the in-house OS, would it have been a third competitor today? Drop your hot takes in the comments, and if you loved this, consider liking and subscribing. Peace!